Me voy a poner un poquito serio. Muchos de ustedes en los comentarios me han estado pidiendo o nos han estado pidiendo videos de juguetes. Y quiero recordarles que este canal no solamente es de juguetes, es de cosas geeks, de cosas que nos gustan y nos apasionan a nosotros y se los queremos compartir a ustedes. Pero les tengo una increíble noticia. Entre Luis y su servidor estuvimos trabajando mucho para poder conseguir lo que acabamos de grabar y lo que les vamos a compartir. Es un logro para mí personalmente muy importante porque logramos platicar con una de las personas más importantes en la industria del juguete. Por favor, disfrútenlo.
Hola, soy Luis Villagómez, soy de aquí de México. He hecho algunos proyectos con SUPER7, principalmente proyectos con The Power and the Honor. Y bueno, he estado ayudando últimamente mucho en el diseño de los empaques para poder crear como la caja de los amos del universo y algunas ideas que tenemos aquí y allá. Entonces soy más como de la producción creativa, trabajando sobre todo mucho con The Power and the Honor.
Hello, my name is Brian Flynn and I am the owner of SUPER7.
Howdy, I'm Josh Herbolsheimer and I am the product designer at SUPER7.
Hi, I'm Aaron Island and I'm the art director at SUPER7.
Hi, my name is Jorge Carlos and welcome to JC Toys. Ok, señores, pues estamos aquí con los maestros de SUPER7. Está Luis, Brian, Josh y Aaron, perdón. Bienvenidos. Welcome to JC Toys. Are you ready to play?
Yeah,
we're ready.
We're ready to lose.
No, come on. Ok, vamos a jugar hoy algo que jugamos en el primer video que hicimos aquí en el canal, que es el reto de Bean Boozled. Vamos a hacer preguntas a cada uno de ellos relacionadas a cosas de juguetes. Hay unas fáciles, unas difíciles. Pero lo interesante del juego es que, por ejemplo, vamos a preguntarle a Luis su primera pregunta. Si Luis la tiene bien, todos los demás comen una gomita. Si Luis la tiene mal, obviamente él se come una. Entonces, vamos a divertirnos. Here are the gummy bears.
So we're all supposed to take the same color?
Yes, but okay, Luis is the first one.
You're the first one.
Why me?
Because he can talk to you.
All right, so I spin the wheel now or I wait for the question? Okay, I wait for the question.
So the first question is for Luis. The first toy advertised on TV.
All right. So I spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
So it says coconut
Or?
spoiled milk.
Oh.
Yikes. So,
And so we're supposed to find those?
yeah,
Yes.
those are the white ones. This one right here.
Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah?
Of course, it's coconut, right?
Okay, first toy?
Okay, first toy.
I think it's
Advertised on TV.
advertised on TV. I think it's Mr. Potato Head.
Yes, that's the correct answer.
Oh. See, I told you, you cheated at work.
No!
This is rigged.
No! Okay, you're gonna.
That's a good one.
Coconut.
Coconut, good.
Oh. Yes.
Oh,
Okay, grab the one.
Nope.
terrible.
Cottage cheese.
Okay.
Oh man.
Those are bad ones.
There you go.
All right.
You gotta put that back.
Brian is next.
Oh, so am I supposed to spin first?
I'll ask the question.
Okay,
Yes. Name the year of the first appearance of Superman in comics. Yeah, spin the sorry.
I'm gonna get it wrong. I'm gonna tell you the name of the person instead. So this is caramel corn or moldy cheese. Ooh. So it's the first.
Please.
Schuster, Joel Schuster, and Simon. And they predate everybody pretty much. I'm gonna get it wrong. I want to say 1943.
Yep.
Almost.
Ah,
1938.
1938.
Yes.
So only I have to eat it.
Only you
right?
have to eat the.
thank
So what are my options here? I'm gonna go with it's either caramel corn or moldy cheese. 50-50.
Good luck. Good luck.
Caramel corn.
You're so lucky.
Okay.
All right.
Josh,
Yes,
your question.
I'm ready.
Name the first toy that was created from the Masters of the Universe series.
What is
Can I
this?
spin first?
Yes.
I'm gonna say. Oh wait, do I gotta say what this is yet?
Yes.
Okay. Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks?
Which one is that?
It's this rainbow blue and sparkly one.
This one?
Yeah. I'm gonna say He-Man.
Yes, correct.
All right. How about that?
I don't believe this.
Expert right here.
Tutti Frutti.
Tutti free.
Luis! Luis! Those are horrible, horrible!
Oh man.
Okay, Aaron. Name one character of Star Wars that was made only for prototype purposes.
Spin this.
Yes.
We got the rotten egg.
I think that's the one we just did.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, do that again. Chocolate pudding or canned dog food. Brown one.
Is that the brown?
Yes.
I'm scared of that
That's-
brown color.
Well, that's that bad one could.
Yeah.
That's a little bit merciful, actually.
Yeah. Dog food's not.
Not that horrible.
I heard dog and I got a little.
Is
nervous.
It is food for some,
Is it,
for
is
dogs,
it
but
a
it's food.
cheat to say rocket firing Boba Fett?
Whoa!
Well, he's correct.
He is correct.
That's cheap. That's
Yeah.
cheap.
I mean, I'm not wrong.
You're supposed to go. I forget her name. The six boob girl.
Yeah,
Oh.
There you go.
Well, did you say first line?
Oh.
Because they did make her
No, I
eventually.
failed on this one too.
Yeah.
I got the bad one this one.
The bad one?
Oh
I got lucky up to this point.
So
All three got the bad ones.
Terrible. Terrible.
Okay. Now we have a bonus round.
Bonus one. Oh.
If you, I'm gonna ask the question, and if you, the first one that raises his arm and says the right answer, is saved.
This is like the showcase
Okay.
showdown,
Yeah.
right?
One up.
Ready? Hands on the table, hands on the table. What was the first advertised toy from Masters of the Universe?
First advertised toy?
Yes. Oh, okay, Liz.
Castle Grayskull.
Yes. Ding, ding, ding.
Well
Oh,
done.
so are you supposed to spin now?
Spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel. Oops, just right in the middle. It looks more. Strawberry, banana, smoothie, or dead fish.
Oh.
That's a very big. That's a very bad one.
But you didn't get the worst one.
That's such a
What's it worth?
such a broad.
Throw up.
The what?
Barf or yeah, barf.
Oh, you don't
No,
have to do
I
that.
don't get that. I got the right answer.
Ready? No.
I'm losing left and right here. I'm terrible.
Entonces, ya acabamos aquí el concurso. A uno les fue
You
muy
have
bien.
to pick one.
Ah, okay, okay.
Sí, sí, sí,
No,
sí,
no, no,
sí.
just pick one. Okay.
Okay, this is, okay. La peor de todas es vomitada y es esta. Entonces, yo creo que no me va a salir.
I'm glad you could join me. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Now you're part of Super7 now.
Yeah.
You've been
Thanks,
jumping
Super7.
together. I don't know what the option.
What is
I don't know what the option.
Sigue, 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 sigue.
The blue one,
I know
berry
this.
blue, or toothpaste. Oh, that's.
All right. Do that all day. Do that all day.
This is either lime or lawn clippings.
Dude, you guys are great.
Why are you still?
You're still trying?
Lawn-
You should get the barf one.
Okay, the worst one?
I don't need to try the worst one. I wanted to see what the green one tasted like.
I think I had barf, not
Yeah,
dead.
Señores, vamos a empezar ahorita las preguntas con el gran equipo aquí de Super7. Y van a ser unas preguntas sencillas para platicar un poquito de la historia de cómo inició la empresa y qué es lo que están prácticamente tratando de hacer y están logrando ahorita en el mercado de los juguetes. So again, thank you for coming here and for playing.
Do you have to take one for each question you answer?
Okay, that's fair. Okay, I'll spin. It's malted cheese. That was cheap.
It's okay. You don't really have to. I was just seeing if you would do it.
No, he has to. He has to.
So, the first question: how was SUPER7 built? Or how did you unite or started the company?
So, sure. You want to talk to you or to?
No, to the
Hello, everyone. So SUPER7 we started in 2001, and we actually started out as a magazine about collecting toys. Growing up in America on punk rock and skateboarding in the 80s, we made all of our own fanzines. So if we go to 2001, I had been working as a designer for many, many years, so I knew how to do pre-press and production for real printing, and it was the very beginning of digital photography. You could take a 3x4 image at print resolution. So I could do all the photography myself and do all the layout and print production. So I approached it like I would an old punk rock fanzine, which the whole goal was, as long as I break even or maybe just lose a little bit of money, then I have the magazine for free. So I tried to sell a few ads and then just sell the rest of the magazine. And then when we put out the first magazine, and it's mostly about Japanese kaiju figures, it took off, and it did much better than I expected because it looked like a real magazine. And so for the first 2.5 years, it was just a magazine. But in Japan at that time, to buy repaints or exclusive versions of kaiju figures, they would come out with a monthly magazine. You had to buy the magazine to cut out a coupon.
Okay.
And you could send in the coupon for a repaint. That was one of the ways they got you to buy the magazine. So we went to Japan and asked a company in Japan if we could make a repaint of their toy if we put a coupon in our magazine, because we wanted the same experience. And they allowed us to do that. The difference is, in Japan, all the repaints are very historical based, they're very factual, it's very linear thinking. And we went and we were just like, okay, I want to make a smog monster, Hedorah, but I want it to be orange with yellow and red highlights, and make it, we called it Meltdown Hedorah. And they were like, why is it orange and yellow? It's not in a movie, there's not an old toy that was colored like this. We're like, because it looks cool. Okay. And our ideas of how to recolor classic kaiju were very different than Japanese collectors. So they became very popular because it was a very different aesthetic. So all of a sudden, through the magazine, we started selling quite a lot of repainted, new recolors of figures. And then that led to making new sculpts of classic kaiju characters. That led to us then being able to design our own vinyl figures, but manufactured by other companies. Then that turned into, well, maybe we can manufacture them ourselves. And then the big sort of turning point was actually, we were talking about it yesterday, a good friend of Luis's, Shane Turgeon, a well-known collector, who was a friend of mine, came to our store in San Francisco. And in the store we have wallpaper, flocked wallpaper, that is the Victorian pattern, but it's all the dead characters from Star Wars. Okay. And he suggested that we try to get it licensed. And we were like, there's no way. There's no way we can get it licensed. He goes, well, let me introduce you to my friend Steve. Steve is Steve Sansweet, not just Steve down the street. And then, so I was excited just to meet Steve Sansweet because I read all his books. And then Steve introduced us to the director of licensing at Lucasfilm. The director of licensing was the person who gave Medicom the Star Wars license for Japan. And so he understood sort of the stuff, the designer and kaiju vinyls that we made in Japan. And he didn't know anybody in America was doing it. So then he said, well, if you could make anything for Star Wars, what would you make? And that's where I said, growing up as a kid, I had Star Wars figures and I had Shogun Warriors. I want a Shogun Warrior Stormtrooper. That's what I always wanted. And so we then got the license to make the wallpaper and the Stormtrooper. And that was sort of the beginning of us being able to make licensed toys from America. And then once we've done it, then we could show other licensors, look, we've actually done it, and we've done it for Star Wars. So then they would give us a chance to do it. So the next one was, as a collector, the ultimate thing that I wanted was the alien prototypes that were on the cover of Tomarts. And so we tracked down some of the prototypes and pieces and parts, and we were able to remake the Kenner alien figures for Reaction. And that, we went to San Diego Comic-Con with the Kenner alien figures, hoping we could maybe sell them, because we didn't think it was going to do well, because traditional action figure collectors were looking for lots of detail at that point, lots of paint applications. They are very much like, oh, if it's more than $7.99, I won't pay for it. And so we were going to San Diego with a $20 figure with low articulation, low detail, very low paint apps, and we were like, I hope we can sell these. But instead what we found out is that there was a whole community of collectors the same as us that were looking for the same thing. And once Reaction started, that's really when we were able to start going after all the things as collectors we wanted to make. So there's a very long answer.
No, that's a very nice answer. Next question.
17 years later, we're making Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Why Super7, or what's the...
You need to take one. Don't forget that.
It's my enforcer.
Of course.
Nice one. No. Grass. Bug.
It started out good.
Yeah. Wait, why the name Super7?
Originally, when we started the magazine, when you would go to Japan, they take American names that they think sound good phonetically, and they just stick them together.
Right.
Whether they make any sense or not has no bearing. So you would find all these companies, and they would have the most bizarre names ever, because they would just be like, oh, this sounds nice, this sounds nice.
Put them together.
I'll put them together. So I wanted something that sounded sort of Japanese, and within the collecting, I had a friend who is a very big collector of Ultraman, and one of the Ultramans is Ultra 7, and I had lots of Kamen Rider toys, and there's a Kamen Rider called Super 1, so we took Super and 7 because they sounded good together, and we just made Super 7.
Nice.
So everybody asked me that question, and I don't have a really good answer. It's just we thought it sounded nice and cool, so we did it.
It does.
And it sounded Japanese and
I think
different.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, it would be great if it was like, oh, well, here's all this deep meaning. No, we just smashed some words together and it sounded cool.
Yeah, very nice answer. Okay, last question.
Because you don't want to eat any more
No,
beans,
that's
why.
very bad. No,
I'm blind.
He's brave.
Nice.
This one?
Yeah, strawberry.
Strawberry.
In your pipeline of producing new stuff, is there something you could share in the video, or what you're doing now, or?
Yeah, I feel like I'm answering all the questions. Would you like to answer anything, Josh?
Trying to think what we can talk about. Well, what have we even announced?
There's. I think the thing is that up until maybe the last couple months, we would release new toys. You would see them every few months. We would come out with a new toy or a new line of Reaction figures. Obviously, we just did the Los Amos boxes and the 2-packs, and we're doing the carded figures for the vintage 5.5, sculpted like old masters. We just talked about Stridor. We have lots more coming, and you're going to start seeing things much faster from us because we've been working on a lot of things over the last year.
We can talk about the worst.
We can talk about the worst, or Luchadors. Most people have seen the Luchadors. That comes out in October. What else comes out in October?
Full Universal Monsters wave.
The full Universal Monsters wave. So 6 different Universal Monster figures come out in October. There's going to be a wave 2 of Universal that comes out a little later. The Halloween buckets. I don't know if you saw the prototypes, but the Halloween buckets come out in October, and then the worst 2.
Yeah, the series The Worst.
Yes.
It's the worst villains ever that we created ourselves. We are making a second series of those.
Nice.
That we showed some rough castings and sculptures here and there, but the actual final next 6 figures will come out in November.
At DesignerCon?
DesignerCon.
Yeah. So yeah, and with The Worst, as toy collectors, we said the coolest figures in any line are always the villains. So let's just make a line of villains. Let's just get rid of the heroes altogether and make villains. So it's just the worst villains ever.
Amazing.
You know.
Very nice.
Yeah, and that was the same thing. That was one of those things where we decided we wanted to make it ourselves. We didn't know if anyone would buy them, if people would like them or not. And then people, people like them. But it's the same thing. I think when we make the toys we know we want, most other toy collectors seem to also want those toys.
Yeah, because it shows in the things that you're doing, the passion that goes into the work, and you're like us, you're collectors, so it's like a relationship because you know what people are interested in because you're interested in them. So
Yeah.
you're making very nice work.
Thank you.
We're trying not to make it shitty.
You're not, believe me. No, but well, thank you very much for coming here. It was an honor to meet you.
This is amazing. Amazing.
Thanks.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, thank you for having us. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is great.
It was a
I'm going
pleasure.
to move in.
This is your house, I told you when you
I'm
arrived.
going to put a cot over there, and that's it. I'm just going to move in.
Perfect. This is your house.
Yeah, you say that till I'm here for like a day, and I'm like, that guy, get him out of here.
Get out.
He is so smelly.